Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Crash after chase. State troopers say they have a driver in custody after a crash in North Raleigh this morning. What we know about the cars involved.
And it's a nice quiet start with some chilly temperatures to begin with, but the warmth is on its way. And we'll talk about what our chances are for rain Wednesday into Thursday.
And murder suspect in court. The man accused of killing a Wake Med police officer will face a judge today. The questions that remain about what led to the shooting. A lot to tell you about here on this Monday morning as we get a new work week started, and it is Thanksgiving week. It is almost here. We're glad you're with us. I'm Renee Chu. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a check on our weather. Today feeling seasonal, but November is just up and down with our temperatures.
Yes, and that is pretty normal. We had some really warm temperatures over the weekend. We drop it back a little bit. We saw that the cooler air yesterday and today, and then we're right back into near record warmth. In North Hills this morning, all is clear. It is 39 degrees though, so it's chilly. But we have light winds, so we don't have any sort of wind chill to deal with. It's 34 up in Roxborough, so you can see some patchy frost there. 39 in Southern Pines, but 49 in Clinton, 40 in Rocky Mount, 41 in Goldsboro. Hour by hour, temperatures warm up nicely this afternoon. We'll climb on up into the mid-60s. Of course, the big questions are, will you have to deal with rain as you take off for your Thanksgiving travels? And will Thursday remain dry? We'll check those questions out coming up.
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thank you. We are following breaking news this morning. An early morning chase in North Raleigh ends with a serious crash. This happened on Falls of Neuse Road around 2:15 this morning. 2 cars were badly damaged. Ali Calabaro is live in the WRAL breaking news tracker at the scene. And Ali, troopers just got that road reopened within the last half hour.
And Renee, we can still see that patch of sand there. That's where one of the cars involved in this crash was. We can now see the road is open. We can also still see debris scattered on the sidewalk and on the road. Now, these 2 cars involved were a couple hundred feet apart from each other, and we want to give you a look at what this scene looked like. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. You can see that passenger side of one of those cars is badly damaged. The other car had significant damage to the front end of it. Now, we know from Raleigh police that there was a state highway patrol. They initiated a chase with one of these cars, and it ended in a crash. We did see 2 ambulances leave the scene. We also know that a suspect was with a trooper, but we are still working to learn more of the details. We have a lot of questions, including if anybody was injured and what led up to this crash and chase. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Today, the man accused of killing Wake Med officer Roger Smith is due for his first court appearance. Smith was shot and killed at Wake Med Garner back on November 8th. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the Wake County Justice Center this morning. And Kelsey, the suspect in this was just released from the hospital on Friday.
Yes, Renee, today Benji Martin Jr. will be in court here at the Wake County Justice Center. He's facing murder charges after Wake Med police officer Roger Smith died on duty. Our cameras were rolling as Martin went to the magistrate's office for the first time Friday. We'll show you some video of the day the shooting happened. Newly released 911 calls give insight into the chaos that unfolded inside the Wake Med Garner Healthplex emergency room. You can hear several gunshots in the background on the call, while the caller said Martin was fighting with Smith. Another 911 call coming in seconds later reveals how quickly the situation got out of control.
We've got an officer shot here at Gardner ED. We need the police and ambulance.
Is the suspect still around?
Yes, he's in the front lobby. He's got a gun.
We're working to find out whether the gun used in the shooting belonged to Smith or Martin. And we also know that Martin was shot as well, and he stayed in the hospital for at least 2 weeks. So his court appearance is scheduled for today at 1:30. We'll have a crew here to keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
WRAL will be following all of the new developments in Martin's court appearance. You can keep up to date with the WRAL News app. Turn on push notifications so you get all the information we learn as we learn it. Our team will have all of the updates on WRAL News this afternoon starting at 4. Looking ahead, the community will honor WakeMed officer Roger Smith this weekend. A memorial ride will happen Sunday morning. It will start at the Garner Performing Arts Center and it will pass WakeMed Garner. Operation Flyer Flag is a group putting on the event. It's also selling stickers to raise money for Smith's family. The body of a dog that killed a woman in Sampson County is now being tested for rabies. The attack happened just before 6:30 last night at a home on North Peavine Road. The Sampson County Sheriff's Office says the woman had been caring for the dog for several weeks. Deputies killed the dog on scene. Animal control officers will bring the dog's body to Raleigh to test for rabies. A 4-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after he was found alone and badly injured on the side of the road in Harnett County. Patricia Vasquez says her son and daughter-in-law found the boy yesterday afternoon off Harnett Central Road in Anger. The couple was leaving their neighborhood when they saw a white Dodge pickup truck speeding down the road, dragging something underneath it. When the truck stopped at a stop sign, they saw the boy. They called 911 and went to help the boy, but the truck kept on going. Vasquez says the boy had cuts all over and some of his teeth are gone.
We asked him some questions to see if he would, talk, and he said that grandma, grandpa in Spanish. He was calling out for his grandma and grandpa. We hope so that we do find out why, what happened. Why was he under the truck? Why was he dragged like that?
We have reached out to the Harnett County Sheriff's Office and WakeMed to get an update on the boy's condition. As the holidays approach, there is some relief for tens of thousands of TSA workers. The workers who have not received back pay will receive it by today. About 90% have already gotten back pay now that the government shutdown is over. Many TSA workers missed several paychecks during the shutdown. Some TSA agents who worked during the shutdown are being awarded bonuses. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem handed out individual $10,000 bonus checks yesterday to agents in Minneapolis who demonstrated exemplary service. Secretary Noem says more agents will be evaluated for bonuses. The department says the bonuses are being paid from using carryover funds from the past fiscal year. Right now, we're working to learn who Raleigh police have in custody after a man was hurt in a shooting. This happened around 8 last night at an apartment complex on Buck Jones Road. Police tell us the shooting was not random and the victim has life-threatening injuries. This morning, we're working to find out what caused a house fire that killed 2 people in Halifax County. The Enfield fire chief says it happened on Loop Road shortly after 11:30 Saturday night. When firefighters got there, more than 75% of the house was in flames. They are not identifying the victims at this time. Officials did say the cause of the fire was not suspicious. New this morning, the woman convicted for the so-called Slender Man stabbing back in 2014 has been found after she escaped from a group home in Wisconsin. Police in Illinois say they found 23-year-old Morgan Geyser last night at a truck stop outside Chicago, and that ended a search that lasted more than 24 hours. Authorities say she had cut off her electronic monitoring bracelet and left the group home. Geyser was 12 years old back in 2014 when she and a friend lured a classmate into the woods and stabbed her 19 times. They said they did it to impress Slender Man, an internet myth that was popular with children at the time. Later this morning, we'll get a better idea of donations made in North Carolina to registered charities and professional fundraisers. North Carolina Secretary of State Elaine Marshall will release the annual NC Charities Report. It's a 12-month snapshot of donations made in the state. Marshall says the information is useful to anyone planning their holiday giving. She'll release the report at 10 a.m. at the Durham Rescue Mission. Today, we'll hear from NC State head football coach Dave Doran. The Wolfpack captured a major victory Saturday, beating Florida State 21-11. The win means the team is now bowl eligible after an up-and-down season. The Pack will play UNC this Saturday at 7:30. Coach Doran will speak at 5 this evening. WRAL will be listening in. We'll let you know what he says. Wednesday night at 7. Don't miss Hockey for the Holidays live on WRAL. Watch the Carolina Hurricanes take on the New York Rangers for a pre-feast face-off. All the hits, the saves, and the goals are right here. It's Hockey for the Holidays, and it is only on WRAL. Critical moves forward. U.S. and Ukrainian leaders are working to refine a ceasefire plan. Why negotiators believe this could be a step toward ending the war with Russia in Ukraine. And holiday travel hiccups. Experts predict record-setting travel this Thanksgiving week as a weather system moves in. What you need to know before packing your bags and hitting the road. And let's give you a live look at Fenton in Cary this morning, where the tree was lit over the weekend. We're tracking a cold front that will arrive well before Thanksgiving dinner. And just ahead, meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner shows us when our temperatures start to cool down.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43. It's nice and crisp out there this morning. We do have the top of the tower lit in blue for clear skies. So it's nice and clear out there as you're heading out the door. Temperatures are chilly, but nothing that we haven't already seen. But anywhere from the low 30s to the mid 40s across our area right now. But with clear skies and calm winds, these temperatures will likely drop a bit more before 7 o'clock. 45 in Fayetteville, 46 in Goldsboro, but 34 in Roxborough, 39 in Durham. It's 40 in Rocky Mount and in Wilson. School day planner, of course, just a few more days left until the big holiday. Expect temperatures to be in the upper 30s to low 40s for the most part as the kids are headed out to the bus stop. Lunchtime temperatures, if they're headed to the playground, around 60, and we'll climb into the mid 60s this afternoon. We do have a huge warm up in our forecast and then a big cool down. We're going to be tracking a front that'll be our next weather maker. It could bring us some rain and then some colder air coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they are refining a ceasefire plan that stemmed from earlier talks between the U.S. and Russia. Negotiators sound optimistic about the discussions. Amy Kiley explains how this could be a critical step toward ending the war in Ukraine.
It is probably the most productive day we have had on this issue. Maybe in the entirety of our engagement.
U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they're making substantial progress with ceasefire talks. That's after they met in Geneva, Switzerland yesterday.
Дипломатія активізована. Це добре.
Diplomacy has been activated, which is good, very good. We expect that the results will be the right steps.
The negotiators are working off President Donald Trump's 28-point ceasefire plan. It stems from U.S. talks with Russia. Bipartisan critics say the original favored that country too much. Now, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says U.S. and Ukrainian negotiators have been modifying the plan. He says the remaining issues are, quote, not insurmountable. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appears to share Rubio's optimism. He says Trump's team appeared to be listening.
The first priority is reliable peace, guaranteed security, respect for our people, respect for everyone who gave their lives defending Ukraine from Russian aggression.
In a statement, U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they're working toward, quote, aligning positions and identifying clear next steps. At some point, those steps have to involve Russia once again.
Like any final agreement, they'll have to be agreed upon by the presidents. And there are a couple issues that we need to continue to work on.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A Trump administration initiative that once dominated news cycles no longer exists. The Department of Government Efficiency was quietly disbanded earlier than expected. The agency, led by Elon Musk, was started to help cut federal costs. It was supposed to be in operation until July of next year. The government's chief human resources officer says individual agencies will carry out DOJ's mission. President Trump is doubling down on his calls for the arrest of a group of Democratic lawmakers. This is in response to a video where they urge troops to disobey any illegal orders from the Trump administration. Now, in his most recent Truth Social post over the weekend, Trump called the move sedition at the highest level. This is just days after he called the video, quote, seditious behavior punishable by death. These 6 lawmakers previously served in the military or intelligence community. And in a statement, they said they would not be intimidated. A big week ahead for holiday shopping. More people than ever are expected to shop this Thanksgiving Day weekend. The National Retail Federation is predicting this shopping season will top $1 trillion for the first time. The average customer is expected to spend about $890. Tariffs put in place by President Trump could trim up what's under the tree this year. They're expected to add an estimated $130 to the average American's holiday bill. Macy's CEO Tony Spring spoke about the challenges with optimism.
In your stomach when you look at the headwinds that this economy is facing right now?
Well, you can either kind of pull the covers over your head in the morning and not get out of bed, or you can say, you know what, we have every opportunity today to make it better.
In the online shopping world, Adobe predicts there will be $12 billion in online sales on Black Friday alone. Looking ahead to the holiday this week, Go Raleigh buses will not be running on Thanksgiving Day. The service is canceled on Thursday, but will return on Friday. Buses in Durham will be running on a Sunday level schedule. Officials also want to remind you to expect heavier traffic around the Raleigh Union Station this week. And this could be the busiest Thanksgiving travel week we've ever seen. Experts project nearly 82 million across the country to travel this week. It's off to a rocky start in New York. A system outage temporarily shut down operations for multiple airlines at JFK Airport, causing delays and lots of frustration. Weather systems are moving across the country, and that could cause trouble for people who are driving. And most people do drive for Thanksgiving week. They'll bring widespread rain, thunderstorms, and even some snow in some parts of the U.S. We'll be watching that closely. You can track the forecasts for all your Thanksgiving travel plans with the WRAL weather app. It is free to download. Make sure to turn on push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your phone. And with that all-important Turkey Day forecast, we have meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, and of course the days leading up to it. We're just going to go up and down here with these temperatures.
Yeah, hold on tight because a lot of changes in our weather pattern over the next several days. Take a look at Fenton and Cary. Of course, they lit the tree on Saturday night. Michelle McConaughey was there for the tree lighting, and it looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? I mean, a way to get people in the holiday spirit. But I tell you what, I still, y'all are gonna laugh, I still have a few Halloween decorations up, but like half of my neighborhood put their Christmas decorations up yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not even Thanksgiving. 39 is our temperature right now. It feels like the holidays. I mean, it feels chilly out there. 34 in Roxborough, 42 Goldsboro, 39 in Southern Pines. These temperatures are noticeably chillier than yesterday. It's 37 in Durham right now, 39 in Wake Forest, 41 in Holly Springs, 44 in Garner, but we're running anywhere from about 10 to about 15 degrees colder than this time yesterday. So that's a pretty big drop. Here's where I'm going to be a little bit later on today at the grocery store. 65 degrees in Durham and Raleigh, 69 in Fayetteville, but nice clear skies. We have beautiful weather in our forecast for today, but we do have that cold front coming through. That's going to bring us a chance of showers late tomorrow into the day Wednesday, but it still looks like it's going to be nice and dry for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, but definitely colder air coming in behind that front. Let's talk about temperatures for today. Of course, we're looking at 65 degrees and we're tracking that front that's back to our west. That's our next big weather maker. Tomorrow, 71, and then here comes the rain, most likely Tuesday night, because that's going to be around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, late afternoon, evening, overnight showers, really. And then 74 for Wednesday. That's just a few degrees from the record high. Wednesday, we'll see that rain moving through during the day. That could affect your driving plans. And then behind that, we get a big push of chilly air. Highs for Thanksgiving will only be in the mid-50s. We take a look at our normal high, 61, and we jump way up to 74 on Wednesday and then way down on Thursday and Friday into the low to mid-50s. So our Thanksgiving Day forecast, definitely cool and dry, 54 degrees. And our normal is actually 59. Our normal low is 37. So when we see those chilly temperatures heading into the weekend, those are actually closer to normal. Don't forget, we do have hockey for the holidays on Wednesday. We'll be broadcasting that here. And of course, Black Friday and Saturday for Small Business Saturday, the weather looks nice.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Hunting Demons and Shuffles, a new documentary examines a 1985 football team and a first look at the Stranger Things trailer. What's happening in Hollywood just ahead. Plus, a renewed look in old Raleigh Park gets a makeover. How the community came together to celebrate the rededication.